The Hall of Fame semi-finalists are now in, and we're going to have a little chat. We're going to talk about who we think is going to be the five. Well, we're given 5 nominations as to who we think are going to be the players who are going to get in. And then we're going to say whether we think they should be first getting in this year, they shouldn't be getting in this year, but we're going to give our 5, and then we're just going to have a bit of fun with that. So, all right. First of all, we're going to talk about first ballot Hall of Famers. So, the people who are eligible on the first time this year is Terrell Suggs, Eli Manning, Adam Vinatieri, Earl Thomas, Marshall Yonder, and Luke Kuechly. All right. So, Peter, how many of these do you think are going to be in first ballot, and how many do you think should be in first ballot or not? And all right, let's go.
Okay, so looking at my list of the 5 that I put down, I think 3 are going to get in. I know normally they don't put 3, but I believe 3 will get in this time.
Okay. Ooh, bold.
The reason why I said 3 will get in this time is because I believe Adam Vinatieri will get in. He's the clutchest kicker of all time. He's literally won 4 Super Bowls, or 3 of them, with his kick. If he missed them, that he'll be known for that. But he made historic franchise-altering kicks, and people think kicking a football is just kicking a. It's not just kicking a football. In clutch situations, it's a lot of pressure, and he did it. The second person on my list that gets in first ballot is Luke Kuechly. Yes, short career, but he was dominant in 7 out of 8 seasons. So, because of that, he's gonna get in first ballot. Because every year he was at least top 3 in his position. If he wasn't, I would say probably top 2. If he wasn't the top, he was very, very close to it, and he was transformative for his team, the Panthers. Now, the third person that gets in first ballot will be Eli. I don't think he should, but because the Manning family has a lot of NFL pool, I'm sure Peyton and his dad Archie will, has already been speaking to whichever people make these decisions. But
he's already gone down the conspiracy theory angle as to who he thinks.
We all know it's gonna happen anyway, because at the end of the day, they're gonna pull that card for Eli to get in. But if it doesn't happen, then for the first time in this selection process, I'll be like, they actually are true to their words. As in, like, they're selecting it based on their merit. So, but we will see. But I believe that those 3 gets in, because Eli will get it because of the family thing, but if it wasn't for that, then those 2, Vinatieri and Kuechly, definitely gets in first ballot.
So yeah, I mean, I've put 2.
Okay.
And I've put Vinatieri, clutchest kicker of all time. It doesn't. His resume speaks for itself. When he retired, everyone's like, he has to go in as first time. If you think about special teams players, we knew that Devin Hester needed to go in, and he didn't manage to go in last year, right? He revolutionized his position. Vinatieri, not only did he bring something that he was always clutch with his kicking, but he did it. He won those Super Bowls with his foot. So he was the epitome of what it needs to, what you want your kicker to be. In the most terrifying of situations, he was that, and that's why Vinatieri is definitely in. And as you said, Peter, I know a lot of people would give the longevity argument against Luke Kuechly, but Kuechly is a prototype, effectively, of what people want from that position. If you look at the all pro levels of selections, nobody in this class comes close to Kuechly at all. He is the most first team all pros. He is an absolutely, utterly brilliant. He was an utterly brilliant player, and that's why he deserves to be first ballot Hall of Fame. I have not put Eli in there. I think he just gets in next year.
So you think they're gonna do their job and not put him in first ballot?
So this is what, because I don't think they're going to put in 3 guys first ballot in this in this hit, right?
Yeah, because the thing is that the 2 that deserve to go in first ballot, they cannot not put them at first ballot.
You just
Those
can't. If
2,
you don't put Vinatieri and Kikli in, what on earth are you doing, right?
Exactly. So it's just that sometimes circumstances might change certain processes. That's why I believe first ballot, because we all know how much Peyton and his dad has an influence in today's
But
NFL.
yeah, I don't think that. I don't think Peyton's going to be. Peyton's not kind of the person to be lobbying though.
Yeah, because I mean, you have to
Yeah,
understand.
but if he lobbies behind the scene, who's gonna know? That's my question.
I know,
Like,
but Will, I just want to say,
yeah.
who do you think? Do you agree with these? Any of how many of them do you think are going to get in out of these? Or do you think it's going to be other people?
Yeah, Vinatieri for sure. Luke, like I think he's 100% deserving of it, but I think it's just going to be one of those things where, like they might. I mean, everyone knows he deserves to go in. Whether or not they can put him in first ballot, I don't know, man. It's hard because his performance says first ballot, but the only argument we kind of have against him is his longevity. But I don't think that's what the NFL. If you can be the best for a long time, that's really good. But I would rather, like, if you can just completely dominate your
position for 8 years, don't
for 8
like
years,
the average career is less than that.
Yeah, and you're in everyone's eyes, you are the middle linebacker. You are the captain, exemplary on the field and outside of the field. Like Luke, like he was the franchise, along with Cam Newton. But and he helped Cam Newton, because when Cam arrived, Luke was basically there, and he was already saying, like, this is how we're going to work things out. That being said, Adam Vinatieri, I think that is a no-brainer.
Cam was there first.
Was Cam there first? Not by much though. 2-3 years.
Cam was there, and then Luke joined the following year.
So they came in at the same time, and look what the Panthers were able to become with those 2 there. Of course, when they left, look what the Panthers are now. But that's neither here nor there. Vinatieri, he is the kicker. There's people who don't even watch American football that will know that name, or at least be familiar with the surname, regardless, because he is the definition of clutch kicker. With the New England Patriots, he played for New England and Indianapolis as well. So I think he has to go in. It's kind of like my whole Devin Hester argument. Like, that position, you're like number 1. And there's no one else after you. And it's not really that close either. It's just you're number 1. And there's
the next person, is still currently playing, right? And he's having a stinker this year, but that's neither by the by, right?
I think he get in.
All right. So, of the guys that aren't going to get in first ballot, who are your other people you think are going to make that jump? So, I think, in my opinion, one wide receiver will get in this year.
Okay.
And then you're going to have one defensive player at least. So my wide receiver that I think gets in this year, I would say it's a toss-up between Torrey Holt and Reggie Wayne, and my Colts bias is probably leading me towards Reggie Wayne. Both of them are 5-time finalists, right? So they're always... And with the wide receivers, there's been a bit of a backlog. We saw Andre Johnson go in last year, so I think Reggie gets in this year.
I feel like it's going to start again. Well, I feel like it's going to start again because I don't have any wide receivers in my top 5.
I think it might. I think it will close. I think it will close
because Larry's next year.
Larry's walking in. We all know that.
So because Larry's next year, a wide receiver will have to go in next year. Because otherwise, this year, because putting 2 in is gonna. They're
not putting 2 in. Okay, so I'll give you the wide receiver. So here's the thing: if Eli don't go in, they'll put a wide receiver in. That's my prediction. If Eli don't go in, a wide receiver get in. If Eli goes in, no wide receivers will get in. Right.
That's why. So I put no Eli. So I put in a wide receiver.
So for me, I put Jared Allen.
And I have also put Jared Allen in as well. Finally,
they'll always put a a trenches player in every year, and they deserving of the list so far that
100%.
we are looking at. And I put Antonio Gates because he's got to get in.
Yeah.
He was the definition of the pass catching titan. He defined the whole thing, in that era. And the funny thing about Antonio Gates is he didn't play football in college, and he came to the NFL. He just dominated.
Yep.
So I think Antonio Gates get in. So my 5 is Allen, Vinatieri, Kuechly, wide receiver Eli, and Gates.
So you're saying it's going to be Eli, and I've said it's going to be a wide receiver, and I said that wide receiver is going to be Reggie.
Yes,
and
for
then
me it depends. Like if Eli don't get in, a wide receiver get in. If Eli gets in, no wide receivers.
now, do you think it could be more than one trenches player?
Who's the other?
We did mention interior. I think it was.
So I don't think Yander's going to get in because that would make him a first ballot, so he's not going to get in this year. You've got other players, so Will Falk's there. You've got Steve Wisniewski, who's coming towards the end of his actual eligibility. So whether or not they finally put someone like him in,
I agree. They might do it because they probably don't want to leave him hanging. You know what I mean? If he's deserving.
I'm gonna go to the veterans list. I see him going to the veterans list.
Man,
I've been pushing this veterans list a lot, haven't I?
Because if you look at Steven Wisniewski is 2 times first team and 5 times second team All Pro for a left guard. So he was a top 2 left guards in the league for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years.
As in alternating between 1 and 2, right?
He had 2 times first and 6 times second.
Okay, so
here's the thing: if he's getting in, then your wide receiver's not getting in.
Let's compare him to like a modern day.
That's why I said I don't know whether Antonio gets in.
If he's,
I have not put Antonio. At the moment I've got 4, and I don't know, and I'm kind of umming and ahhing about my 5th.
Yeah, if Steve has put up, if Steve is like Zach Martin, because if they have similar numbers, everyone's looking at Zach as like first ballot. So that's what, and he's an interior guard. So it's just one of those things where you've got to kind of put it.
They don't have similar. They don't have similar numbers.
They have similar numbers, no.
Zach Martin has pretty much been a first team All Pro most of his career.
His whole career, yeah.
So he's literally been like first team All Pro. Like he 7 times first team All Pro. That's a first ballot.
Who's this?
For Zach Martin.
Yeah, Zach Martin's gonna but that's by if we're talking about, it's interesting. It is very interesting for this year, right?
Yeah, because you've got to like appreciate it. You know what I mean? Like if you can be at that level for that amount of time, especially in that era, like defenders could do a lot to an interior offensive lineman back then. The bull rushes were full on. People would leave with their head. You know what I mean? Like it was, the blitzes were full on. The contact was more physical. So I kind of give, if you're in a physical position in that era, I kind of would give you more of a nod over someone playing in this era. And that's like one of my other theories. I think this is going to come back to haunt a lot of players in the next 20, 30 years.
Okay, let me put it this way, right? 2026, we've got 2 first ballot Hall of Famers going to be going in. Potentially 3. Yeah. Right?
Who?
So, Nick, just to round it off, next year, Larry Fitz, Drew Brees.
Oh, yeah. Brees is first ballot.
Right, Brees is first ballot, Larry Fitz is first ballot, right?
Yeah. Yep. And who was the third one? Might be first ballot.
They couldn't put Marquise Pouncey?
Oh, yeah, center.
Nah.
He might not be first ballot.
It won't be first ballot.
There's an argument there, man.
There is,
Like
but he won't be first ballot.
his attitude and like what he's done off the field is questionable with what he's done, but you can't deny like
No, it's not even about that, right? So here's the thing. Like when
Actually,
it
no.
comes to, like,
I'm gonna walk that back. I'm actually gonna walk that back. 2 times first team All Pro. As a center, you're not gonna. Yeah, it's not gonna probably cut it. So if you look
when
at
your first team All Pros is like 5 times, then that kind of like makes sense.
So I think, yeah, Drew Brees, Larry Fitz for next year. Whether so, there's a chance.
I mean, talking about All Pros, to be fair, Larry Fitz only made like 3 All Pros teams, 1 time first team and 2 times second team All Pro. But I think he walks in because of the longevity factor. Like he played consistently for a long time, like upper echelon football. So that's why he gets in first ballot.
So Larry Fitz said, well, yeah, 2 time first, 1 time first team and 2 times second, right? And then you've got
11 times Pro Bowl.
And then you've got Reggie Wayne, who was
But I think
pretty much the same, right?
Yeah, but I think Fitz gets in because of longevity and the consistency.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Right, that's why I think Reggie
very...
gets in this year. They're putting 1 wide receiver in. I've limited us to 5, but there could be 6 or 7. You don't.
Yeah.
Right?
No, but I'm talking about the case for Larry being first ballot is because of the longevity and consistency, really. Because when we're looking at the accolades, because we're talking about how, for example, Kuechly has 7 times first team All Pro in 8 years, which is like.
Do you know what? I do have a sneaking suspicion now that I'm talking about it, that Eli will get in this year because generally you're not going to have 2 quarterbacks going in the same year. I've not seen it.
Mm.
See, that's also another thing. That's why I'm thinking they would just put Eli in.
They're putting him in this year because we know that Drew's coming up next year, and then we've got.
Yeah, but why don't they make him wait 2 times? There's nothing wrong with him waiting 2 times.
Yeah.
So 2027. Okay, I'm going further into the future. You've got first ballot Hall of Famer Adrian Peterson.
Oof.
First ballot Hall of Famer Rob Gronkowski.
Yep.
Without a doubt.
A potential first ballot Hall of Famer Ben Roethlisberger. Potential,
but he's going to wait. He's going
right.
Potential, yeah.
You've got Richard Sherman.
No, he ain't first ballot.
No.
I'm just listing off players that are, that are eligible that year. Right?
He is not first ballot.
Can you imagine if they put him in?
No, that's not going to happen. It'll be.
Patrick Peterson will have a riot. Like he is not fair. He is not. To
be honest,
do you know how many corners Asante Samuel's in, right?
Yeah, 3 years. Yeah, 3 years first team All Pro, 2 years second. Not going to get it. It's more. He's loud, right? So I would say they've got 3, right? Peterson, Gronk, Peterson, and potentially
Gronk.
Yep.
AP and Gronk definitely. AP
and Gronk are going in.
Hall of Fame.
And then obviously, if we look for as far as 2028, then we've got the craziness that we've got Brady and JJ Watt. They're just the most nailed on first ballots I've ever seen. But
see now what you know why I said by the time Fred gets in, he'll probably be 60 or 70. I'm telling you, like the list just keeps getting harder and harder.
It most definitely certainly does, and that's why I'm probably going to curtail this for now. But please put down what you think is going to be, who you think is going to make it. Put 5 names down. Put 1 name down. Do you think we're wide of the mark? Please let us know, and please drop a subscribe as well.